my name is Sarah Maxwell and I've been asked by the lovely Andrew McLean to do a very special wellbeing class for you. Now it's a movement class, it's very short, just about a few minutes long, well quite a few minutes long. We're going to be loosening up. So everybody just start, if you want to join in, start like this and I shall talk as we're going. Now, we're just bringing the arms back. Now this is such a lovely thing to do. Loosen your shoulders. If you're at your desk all day, you know, or you're on Zoom or you're doing whatever, if you're working, if you've got the kids, you're trying to homeschool, come forward, then this is actually a brilliant thing to do. It gives you energy, keeps everything moving. And one of the things that's really suffering, I'm finding with people at the moment, is their backs and their shoulders. Bring the arms up there. And, you know, there's a lot of tension going on, there's a lot of uncertainty. Now, this is really great, and you'll notice I'm not using music. Now, what I generally tend to do, I do use music in my class, but when it comes to a class like this, what I usually do is do a Spotify playlist, which I will send you, and lift the knees up. And you can use that, or you can use any music that just makes you feel great. Now, this is your warm-up. This is really, really important, because we're going to be doing some stretching and we're going to build it up. If there's things that you can't do, don't worry about it. Miss them out, try something different. It's all about you and feeling good. So it's 2 more. That's it. Now, I'm going to need to bring your feet a little bit nearer together. I'm going to show you from the side. And it's like collapse, let your belly hang out. And don't be embarrassed about that, nobody's looking. Except you're looking at me. That's it. Up and down. There we go. A little bit further. Now, one thing I definitely suggest that you do as well, particularly when you're doing things like this, is drink some water. Because really what you're doing is you're getting everything flowing and the water's going to release all those toxins, and you really want to be in as best shape as possible coming out of this. That's it. And then we're going to go to the side. So we should bend the knees, always keep the knees nice and soft. We're going to put the arm to the front. Now again, in terms of backs, when the weather's good, a lot of people are going out gardening. That's fantastic, but it actually can be quite hard work. And at the moment, nobody wants to go to the doctor, and you can't go anywhere else, like a physio or an osteopath if you really hurt yourself. So please be aware that you've got to be very gentle. Bring those arms, rotate on. So what I'd say you could do, stretch those legs out, that's it, is before you go out in the garden, just loosen up a bit, you know, it doesn't have to be anything mad, but loosen up a bit. Oh, that was a good crack of my knee, wasn't it? Loosen up a bit and move position. Don't stay in the same position all the time. Equally if you're at your desk, up and down. I often say, if I'm doing a lot of desk work, bring your legs up behind you there, that's it. If I'm doing a lot of desk work, what I do is I actually set an alarm. So I know when I've got into something, I can sit there for hours. So I'm setting an alarm now, otherwise my back's finished. 2 more. And down. Brilliant. Now, we're going to put in here, but not too much. Sweep down. Lift onto your tiptoes. That's it. So at the moment on this stretch, relax and revive class, I have the most incredible age range from 8 to 82, which is phenomenal. That's it. And down. There we go. Take the feet apart. I'm going to need to turn this foot out. Have your hips forward. I'm just going to need to come down and reach, and then up and down and reach and up. Keeping those knees soft all of the time. And then we're going to come down on this one, do a nice turn. It's going to come down, you're going to turn your head. Really stretch your arm out so you're lengthening as far as you possibly can. And down, other side. Lift and lengthen. That's really, really brilliant. And down, and then come up, walk the feet in. Now you can hold on to something if you want, and stretch the front of your thigh. Knees soft again. You don't have to pull this leg really far back. Just see if you get a stretch on the front. If you can't get a stretch on that, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to pull it back. Just be very careful with your back and change. There we go. Nice deep breaths. It's surprising actually, it does get your heart rate and warm you up. It's lovely. And come down. Now I'm going to show you on the floor now. I've got my water. I'm good to go. I'm going to show you what we're going to do is go down onto the floor. Now, again, if anybody's got problems with knees or anything, if there's some things you can't do in your knees, it doesn't matter. Now, what I'm going to get you to do here is you're going to come up onto your knees here. Now, with your posture, what you don't want to do is that, yeah? So just take, oops, feel the tension of your hips. Let your shoulders come down. Because a lot of you will be finding, I mean, I certainly know in my house. And now we're in more weeks of it, I don't know. We're going to go over and reach. Now I can hear all sorts of things cracking and growing, which is actually a good thing, really. That's it. And then one more. And come down, brilliant. I'm going to take this leg out to the side here. What we'll do, this is one of my favourite ones. We're going to reach over and then sweep with two hands. Bring the arm to the front and sweep. Two more. Right the way down. And down. Lovely. Now bring yourself in, bring the other one out. Just sitting up here now, just bring those hips forward. Just going to reach over again. That's it. So it's really the idea is you really lengthen, because this is all a combination of dance, Pilates, yoga, all sorts of stuff. So it's brilliant for you. That's it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down and we're going to sweep and down and sweep. I'm feeling better already. Down, sweep, one more and down. Fantastic. You're going to come onto your bottom, you sit the legs out. Now from here you don't want to be doing that, you're going to lift up with your chin there. So right up with your chin. And then you're going to bring one leg out. And what you're going to do here is you're going to just lift up, chin up. You don't have to fall forward like this. You put your hands up like that. And lift chest out, shoulders down. And just chin forward. Quite often you're feeling your hips as well. That's it. Now, I'm holding these for a little bit of a shorter length of time than I would do in a much longer class. But I would start off with, if you can hold them for about 10 to 15 seconds initially, these particular stretches on the floor, because as you've warmed up, the floor work section ends up being something you can really relax into. Then you can hold it for about 2 minutes. That's it. And lift up. Taking the legs apart here. Again, you don't have to go forwards. If you want to, you can go flat. That's brilliant. But what I'm going to get you to do, if you don't do that, is that. So straighten the arms, shoulders back. Now, this is brilliant for your posture because you're getting this working as well. If you chin. Deep breaths. And see if you can breathe in and out through your nose. Now that's a really good thing to do because you get a lot of air in, you metabolise more. It's good on every level. And relax. Onto the side, hold that one down there. Now again with this one, what you can do with your feet, you can point them for a little bit. Just make sure your legs turned in, not flapped out to the side. You can flex your foot, hold it. Ooh. And you'll find that you'll feel it in all sorts of different places. That's it. So make sure before you do any of these longer, heavier stretches that you are warm before you do that, because the muscles need to be warm and flexible in order to get into these positions. Then point your toes, you can point and flex them there. That's it. And then stretching down. There we go, beautiful. Now, next thing you're going to do is onto your back. Now, you're going to just tuck the knees in. Now, this in itself, if you're in bed in the morning and you're stiff as a board, very gently, don't do anything outrageous, lift up, come down and tuck. It's a very, very gentle stretch, lifting up and down. Then you can do a few lifts, that's it, but not really extreme. So keep the shoulders relaxed all the time, that's it. And then you can bring the knees in, so you do quite a few of those. Bring the knee in, hug it into your chest, straighten that leg out. So it's another lovely stretch for your back. Breathe in, you see here, get this, just push this in a little bit nearer to your belly button. Not on your knee, but just deep breaths, that's it. And then you're going to change, slide that through. You know, as I say, you can extend these stretches, you can go through them all over again. That's it. See, I'm feeling calm already. And tuck them both in, lovely. Now I'm going to put one leg down, I'm going to lift one leg up. Now, what I'm going to do is draw this leg further into the centre of my body, so not out, bring it further into the centre of my body, and I'm going to pull that back. I'm going to try and straighten the leg there, and I'm going to flex my foot. Oh, feel that one. So you can hold that for a few seconds, and then it's this one, and that's held for a few seconds. And then what you can do is you can take some big deep breaths, and as you breathe out, you can take it back a little further. That's it. So bringing that leg up. So these ones you can point, and you can flex. So you could point and hold for 20 seconds. flex hold for 20 seconds, and then just make sure it's drawn into the centre of your body, and then bring it down. So you've got long stretches there. This one, great for the bum. Tummy in so that you don't strain it back. Just lift in. Now, sometimes you see this foot here, I like to put that on the wall so I can really relax into it. Now, when you're doing this on your own and you've seen what we're doing, you don't need to listen to me anymore once you know where you're at. You can play your own music and just follow what I'm doing. And then you're going to come down, and then you're going to be here, and then you're going to lift this one up in. That's it. Fantastic. Now, bringing this down. This is a lovely one for the chest as well as the bottom and the hips. Straighten your leg. I'm going to come this way so you can see me fully. Whoop, there's your nose. And then you're going to lift, sorry, I'm just going to drag myself up. Lift yourself here and let your knee drop. So can you see that position I'm in? It's like that, lying down. And just relax this down. Just try at the back of your shoulder, down to the floor. Some of you might feel a big stretch here, some of you might feel more of a stretch in your chest. Again, deep breaths in and out through your nose. Fantastic. And then bring that leg over. Very carefully, always be very, very careful with your back. Tuck the knees in and then come down to the other side. I have to say this is probably one of my favourite stretches. But you just have to be, oh, I could feel that clicking away there. But as long as everything's gentle, you will just feel fantastic. That's it. So again, you can hold this one for about a minute if you want. Then bring that up very carefully, tucking the knees in. Now, I'm going to come onto your side because this is the way to get up off the floor. And you're going to come up. And you can sit any way you like. I'm going to show you some stretches. This is a tricep stretch for the backs of the arms. That's it. Again, always be careful. I often have a tendency to kind of overextend, so just be kind. Just be kind to yourself. That's it. And the other one there. Brilliant. Then you're going to bring your arms behind you. Let me show you this one. This one, keeping the shoulders down, lifting up. Now, this one is really good because if you've been at the desk all day, or you've been on your computer, or you've been on Zoom or family FaceTime, this is going to tighten up. And really what we need is to get this working and this stretching. So lifting there, lift it up as high as you can. And fantastic. Now, this one is brilliant. On your knees, this is your hip flexor. This will get very tight when you've got problems with your back. You lean forward, tighten your bottom here. Feel that stretch down the front of your thighs. That's it. Again, just relax. You just squeeze your bum. This one here. This one, this side here. And up, onto your side. Again, just hold these stretches for a nice long length of time. Start with 15 seconds. Build it up to a minute if you want. There we go. And then lift. And then just coming up, just tuck your knees in. Tuck them in. And then just straighten your legs out. Come down and reach. That's it. And reach. We're nearly there. And reach. There. Take legs apart and go over. Lift very gently and to the centre. And up. Hands and knees into your last one. So from your knees apart, into your cat. So lift. Breathe out and then go out. And again. And out. Stretching back onto those arms. Relax your head down. That's it. My headphones come off here. Again, big deep breaths. Now, you can stay there as long as you like. And the other thing that I'm going to say is, when you do all of these stretches, deep breaths. So each time you breathe out, try if you can, try breathing in and out through your nose. It's actually a really good thing. When you breathe out, let your body sink. So be aware of sinking, breathing, calm and steady. Well done, everybody. It was so lovely doing that for you, actually. Now, I really would love your feedback and see if you really enjoy it. I have to say it's helping me an enormous amount. Lots of love.